The moment nobody saw coming just exploded on live television, and trust me, you're not going to believe what Bronson Reed just said about Roman Reigns. Before we dive into this insane confrontation, hit that subscribe button because we're breaking down every second of this epic exchange that's about to change everything. The Crown Jewel Kickoff Show turned into absolute chaos when Bronson Reed grabbed that microphone and walked straight into the spotlight, his eyes locked on Roman Reigns with an intensity that sent shivers through the entire arena. Bronson Reed didn't waste any time with pleasantries or typical wrestling talk. He came out with a message so direct and powerful that Roman Reigns couldn't help but stand there and listen. Every word from Reed's mouth cut through the air like a blade, each sentence building momentum towards something bigger than anyone expected. The crowd was on the edge of their seats because they knew this wasn't going to be your average wrestling segment. This was personal, this was raw, and this was going to matter. Reed started by talking about his journey, about the sacrifices he's made to get to where he is today. He spoke about the nights he spent training when nobody was watching, the pain he pushed through, and the determination that got him to this moment. His voice grew louder with each passing second, and you could feel the frustration pouring out of him. He wasn't just talking to Roman Reigns anymore, he was speaking to everyone who's ever been overlooked or underestimated in this business. The big man then shifted his focus directly to Roman Reigns and delivered a message that resonated throughout the venue. Reed talked about the difference between being handed opportunities and earning them through pure grit and determination. He pointed out that success isn't something you inherit or get handed to you on a silver platter. You have to fight for every inch, every championship opportunity, and every moment of glory that comes your way. Bronson Reed made it crystal clear that he sees Roman Reigns as someone who's been protected, someone who's had the luxury of working within a system that caters to a specific image and narrative. Reed, on the other hand, talked about being an outsider who had to claw his way up through the ranks with nothing but his talent and his work ethic. He spoke about the times he's been told he's too big, too powerful, or too much of a threat to the established order. The intensity kept building as Reed talked about finally getting his shot at the top. He explained that he's not looking for handouts or special treatment. He wants to prove himself on the biggest stages against the biggest names in the business. Roman Reigns represents everything that stands between him and the recognition he deserves. The championship, the main event spot, the respect from the fans, all of it comes down to going through Reigns. Reed's words were backed by a physical presence that commanded attention. He talked about his tsunami finisher and how devastating it can be when executed at full force. He spoke about his mental toughness and his ability to overcome obstacles that would break most competitors. The message was clear: if Roman Reigns agrees to face him, it would be the biggest mistake of his career. The atmosphere in the arena shifted as Bronson Reed made his final point. He talked about changing the entire landscape of wrestling by proving that the system can be disrupted and that new blood can rise to the top. He spoke about inspiring younger athletes who feel trapped by the same limitations he's experienced. If he can beat Roman Reigns and prove his worth to the world, then anything becomes possible. Reed challenged Roman Reigns directly, asking if he had the courage to step into the ring with someone who has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He questioned whether Reigns could handle facing an opponent who isn't intimidated by his accomplishments or his reputation. Reed painted a picture of what would happen if Reigns accepted this challenge, describing it as the most important match of his career. The crowd erupted as Bronson Reed dropped the microphone and stared straight at Roman Reigns. Every eye in the building was locked on the tribal chief to see how he would respond to this attack. The tension was suffocating because everyone knew that Roman Reigns doesn't let challenges like this go unanswered. The stage was set for something extraordinary to unfold. What made this moment so significant was the authenticity of Reed's message. This wasn't about typical wrestling storyline cliches or scripted back and forth banter. This was about a competitor who genuinely believes he's been held back and is ready to prove his worth to the entire world. Every word he spoke carried weight because you could feel the truth behind it. Bronson Reed's speech at the Crown Jewel Kickoff Show became the catalyst for what everyone knew would be the most anticipated match of the entire event. Fans immediately began speculating about how Roman Reigns would respond and whether the two superstars would finally clash on wrestling's biggest stages. Social media exploded with reactions, predictions, and analysis of every statement Reed made. The implications of this confrontation extended far beyond just one match. If Bronson Reed could prove that he belongs at the highest level of professional wrestling, it would send a message to everyone in the locker room that hard work and determination can overcome any obstacle. It would prove that the system isn't rigged and that anyone with enough passion and talent can reach the top. As the Crown Jewel event approached, fans couldn't stop talking about this incredible moment. Bronson Reed had successfully inserted himself into the biggest storyline in wrestling by delivering a message that nobody could ignore. Roman Reigns would have to acknowledge this threat and respond in a way that proved he deserves to stay at the top of the mountain. If you want to see more incredible wrestling content and stay updated on every dramatic moment from the world of professional wrestling, make sure you subscribe to our channel right now and turn on your notifications so you never miss a single upload.